Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday night, everyone. I'm TU Nap, and I'm so thankful that all of you are joining us. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to join us so we can all listen to this Words of Wisdom by Dr. Michael Gross. He's my dear friend, and he's my spiritual mentor. So I'm going to go ahead and give Michael a moment to say hello, and then we'll get on with the podcast.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So happy you could. We got many things to discuss this evening.
Cool. For those of you who are new, Dr. Michael Gross is wow. How do I start, Michael? Wait. We've got my notes right here. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker. He's an energy transformational coach, an entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. Michael is an incredible, incredible soul. He has helped me grow so much, and he has been in the field of um, spiritual in the spiritual realm for over 35 years, if not more. He's so experienced that it would take us an hour just to explain everything. So I'm going to put his contact information in the comments, and that way you can connect with him later and learn more about him. I highly encourage that you check out his website and also his YouTube channel. But this is what I will share with you very, very quickly. Not only is he a transformational coach, he's exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrational frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and more. He holds many degrees, which we'll talk about another time. But for now, we keep this podcast at about 30 minutes. So I'm going to turn this over to you, Michael, and I'm going to just take my attention away from the screen long enough to send your contact information to everyone.
Thank
Okay,
you.
here you go. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I want to spend few moments and share some things with you. And the subject is, of course, is lost souls. And broaching that subject of lost souls, what does it really mean? Many beautiful souls are feeling directionless, not knowing which is right. There's so much sensitivity, you're afraid to say something, you're afraid to express your opinion of something. And we've all forgotten that. We've forgotten so many things. And yet, we've come to a point in our life, on the precipice of our life, where we must make important decisions. And those decisions have to be is how we're going to express ourselves, how we're going to live our life, and who do we choose to talk to. And also, as I was saying, if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. And so many souls are reaching out for anything. It's like reaching for a life raft or some type of rope to hang on to or something belief system. And I want to remind all of you that you chose to be here at this time. You chose that direction. You chose those experiences to empower you. And now that we're going through another phase in our life with so many changes coming up, I would like all of you to understand that you are the solution and you are making a difference in life. That's why we're here, because we're the solution and make a difference in life. But where do you really start? You start with yourself first. You change your belief system. Not only do you change your belief system, but this is the opportunity over the next several years to think about what really suits me, what really is working for me, and what isn't working for me, and what direction do I need to take, and how do I find joy and happiness, and how do I find complacency, and what's going to be happening in the next millennium of lives. So many questions are coming about, and we're worried about inflation, and we're worried about how we can afford this or that. And in some areas, our taxes are going up. It's really very confusing and very challenging. But I'd like all of you to know that I was told within you lies the solution to every challenge you're having. Not a problem, but a challenge. And the challenge is, how am I going to find harmony and balance in my life? And where am I going to find it? So I thought we broached that subject a little bit tonight because You are going to go through, meaning all of us, the collective you, a lot of changes and challenges over the next several years. And how do I ride the waves? How do I ride the tide that comes in and out? And the answer is you have all the solutions lying within you. And the next question is, well, how do I access them? So I'd like to share something with you that's really important. It's going to take a little patience because we don't have patience. There are times in my life I want it yesterday or I want it instantaneously. And what I'm going to suggest all of you is to do a meditation. And in the meditation, the one I prefer, there are many different ones. Some of them are really good, some of them are acceptable. But the most important one for me, which I wish to share, is calling inhaling dream and exhaling heaven. And this is very important because the two most powerful words in the universe are I am, which says you exist, you're one or part of the true source, the true source is part of you, which is true. I am says you exist. But dream heaven says I am able to create through my thoughts whatever I can dream of. Now that's a metaphor. Dreaming means what you create in your mind, your imagination. If we understand that I am on the energy of vibration on a scale of 1 to 10, we'll call it a 10.0. Dream heaven is a 9.5. And a 9.5 is still very, very high. And it says, if I'm saying dream heaven, what is it I'm thinking about previously? Well, first of all, your soul understands that. And your soul knows for you to accomplish whatever you are meditating on, even if it's just dream heaven. It says, we got to get your body in good shape. We got to get your chakras realigned, your polarities realigned, your vibrations, frequencies, life force energies, multidimensional bodies. All those things have to be in alignment. And dream heaven automatically is like a major shift. Everything, instead of being like this, is like this, in perfect alignment. And so inhaling dream and exhaling heaven, you have already thought about the answers you're seeking and what you're trying to create, even though consciously at that moment you may not, but unconsciously you've been searching and your soul knows what you've been searching. And you go, so knock, 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 hey, we got the answers. And you're going, I don't hear anything. Nothing's happening. And the soul's going, knock, 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 hear me, listen to me. And the secret of finding all the answers are twofold. One, if you're dreaming heaven, asking in dream, exhale heaven, dream, exhale heaven. Doing that 108 times. Okay, why do I need to do it 108 times? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because in numerology, if you add the numbers together, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 8 is 9. Well, what is 9 in numerology? It's called ending or completion. And therefore, you're seeking an ending to the quest you have or questions, or you're completing whatever you're challenged with the proper answers. That is so very important. But the human side of us, the ego goes, nah, it's not going to work. Let's see, dream heaven, I got to get the laundry done. Dream heaven, someone's going to come at the door. Dream heaven, when is this going to be over? Dream heaven, I'm anxious. You're doing all those things to slow down the process of the answers you seek. Because you're human, because you have an ego controlling you. More importantly, because you doubt. How do you overcome this? And when you start doing your dream heaven, the breath of enlightenment, which is called because it enlightens you, is that just say at the perfect time, I desire the answers to come forth. Well, what is the perfect time? From a spiritual level, when you're ready to listen, when you're ready to receive it. Well, I am right now. Well, where's your mind? Well, I haven't heard anything yet. Nothing's happening. Congratulations. You're absolutely right. You just manifested. You haven't heard anything and nothing's happening. You see how we're creating our life? You see how we're challenging ourselves? I'm spending time in doing this because you will always receive an answer when you're meditating, inhaling dream and exhaling heaven. And the reason you don't hear it right away is because your ego or your anxiety or your unconscious mind is blocking you. So be patient. I remember one time, and some of you may be aware of this, should I move to the Seattle, Washington area from Boston, Massachusetts? So I did that exercise and I said, ask for a positive sign. And they were doing a lot of road construction in Boston at the time. Sometimes I would run to the bank. It would take me 15 or 20 minutes. Now it would take an hour and a quarter because of all the construction and traffic. However, I asked for a sign, and 3 days later, I was coming up the ramp, which I call the Southeast Distressway, and a car cut me off. And I looked at the license plate, and it was the state of Washington. Well, just think where you live. How many Massachusetts license plates do you see? Probably very few. The point I want to bring out is, well, I asked for a sign. Now, some people go, well, they cut me off and I got cut off, so maybe that's a sign you shouldn't go. I don't understand what I should do. But you asked for a positive sign. Well, it had to get your attention. And how many times when you get cut off or somebody's aggressive and in traffic, do you really look at the license plate first? Usually you look at the car or you say a few kind words that are X-rated or whatever you would say. However, when you get a sign, follow it through. And the next thing, well, how am I going to achieve it? How is it going to work? Blah, 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 blah. And what you need to understand is you ask for a sign. Your soul knows exactly how it's going to play out and what you need to do. So you get out of your way. And one of the quotes from the true source is, to be in control is out of control. In other words, stop creating everything according to your rules and regulations. Let your soul provide all the answers. You may not like all the answers, but once you follow through on the answers, you go, whew, good thing I did that. It's a gosh darn good thing. And that's what's important. So are you lost? Yeah. And when you're lost, that means something powerful is going to happen. And that powerful, wonderful thing that's going to happen is going to be putting you in a place of eventual love and joy and happiness, because it knows what's better than you and what's good for you rather than the ego. Remember EGO, edging God out? So here you are, you're feeling directionless, or you're feeling frustrated, or you're worried about your finances, your jobs, or whatever. So let's look at things in your life. Before you incarnate, what happens? Well, before you incarnate, you plan your life. Who the family is, your children, if you're going to have any, your relatives, your wife, the whole 10 yards. And even the careers you're going to do, finite, how many marriages you're going to have, how many boyfriends or girlfriends you're going to have, and where you're going to live, and the experiences that are very empowering for you. Some call it karma. Karma is nothing but an experience that is challenged. Dharma with a D is really a reward from a past life for the beautiful things you've done. Either way, they are all positive. And more importantly, do you think you wrote in your script that in this lifetime I'm going to be homeless and destitute, yada, 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 yada? Do you think you did? Well, here's something interesting. If that was the lesson you chose to learn, you already should have done it. You've already done it. And if it's not supposed to be in your life, then it's never going to be in your life unless you desire to create it. And, you know, there's no such thing as a victim. You create in your mind whatever your definition of a victim is, instead of, it's something I learned. This is not a quote from the true source, but I don't remember who made the quote, but I examined this and found it to be true. When you're angry with someone, you're really angry at yourself. So I began to analyze that. If you're angry at someone, you're angry at yourself. Well, how does that relate to me? Oh my gosh, I created a situation that made me be judged by someone else because of feeling like a victim or insecure. So in other words, if someone is angry with you, you may have said something or done something, but you created that in your life. And you're probably saying, well, why would I create that in my life? I don't know, but you learned something new, didn't you? And as many times the true source told me there's no such thing as failure. Can't be. It's impossible to have failure. Why? Because you're learning what is apropos, what works and doesn't work. How are you going to learn? And that's what's so important. So you're here to learn, and you're also here to grow, and you're also in this incarnation to make differences. But you're also here to create a life. So here we are, according to astrologers. I don't pretend to be one. And then over the next 7 or 8 years, that we're going to go through a lot of changes. And there will be many changes coming up. And it's like, okay, it's a transformational time. Do I want to live in the past, or do I want to create a new future? So as the true source said, the past creates the present creates the future. So if you're living in the past, I used to be great, wonderful people used to love me, nobody loved me, nothing's working right for me. Congratulations, you're 100% right. You created that. So what is the message? You're creating your life every moment, with every breath, by your thoughts. You're creating it. And the power of the creation that you're making is how often are you repeating those thoughts that you can't do this or you can't do that or blah, blah, blah. Or you can do this. Or I am unlimited. As you know, that's my trademark, I am unlimited. And if once you begin to realize that, everything in your life you created. Now let's be unlimited because I realize I've created challenges. Now I'm going to create love and joy and happiness. And when you say you desire your perfect life, that's my suggestion. Well, some people go, well, in my perfect life, I have to have enough money. I have to live in a house. I have to. You know what that shows? A lack of trust, a lack of belief, a lack of your connection to the true source and why you're here. So what does the word perfect mean? Excuse me. It means your soul knows what's perfect for you. You're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be homeless. You're not going to starve. All right. May not be everything your ego says, but you know, when it's all done and over, then you're going to sit there and look at your life and you'll examine what you should have done, what you did do, how you changed people's lives, how you got stuck, and so on. It's nothing but a history to empower you. So this is a little misquote, but I've used it before and I want to share it again, by the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. And he said that a $30 watch tells you the same time as a $300 watch. A $3,000 car will get you there as a $30,000 or $40,000 car. And let's say a $250,000 home, if you can find one, provides the same joy and protection as a multi-million-dollar home. All those things he pointed out, but it said the one thing he said, money can't buy health. That's priceless. And that's what I desire all of you to understand. You are the soul, SOUL/SOLE creator of your life. What is it in your life that you would like to bring joy and happiness? Your perfect life. That's all you need to say. And I meet people that have a toilet roll list of all the things. You know, they say there are 1,000 sheets in a roll or 500 sheets. It's like, why are you saying that? Well, I want to be sure I didn't miss something. Guarantee you, you will miss something. Absolutely 100% guarantee you if you try to enumerate them instead of anything perfect. And remember, when I bought a used car, it was a used Honda. And I said the transmission had to be perfect, blah, 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 blah. And then I got the car. Forgot to mention the battery. 3 days later, the battery died. And then the shoe store said, how about saying your perfect car? Well, I will tell you, I put over 80 or 90,000 miles on it. We didn't know how much miles. Could have been 289,000. Sold it to a friend of mine. Best car I ever had. Just ran and ran and ran and ran. Why? Because it was a perfect car for me, and the new owner that had it was a perfect car for him. That's what I want all of you to understand, that you're no longer lost. You're no longer directionless. You have a direction in your life. Your direction is to discover what is it in life that brings you joy and happiness. And let your soul desire to tell you. Maybe it's just going out and having a great conversation. Maybe it's going out and having a hamburger. Maybe it's just going out and, during the rain and smell the fresh air and watch the flowers and grass turn green and grow. Maybe it's just laughter. Maybe it's just spending time meditating. Could be any of those things. But the simplest things in your life are the most powerful. For example, we take for granted health, and sometimes we abuse our health. However, the bigger things, I have to have a fancy car, a lot of money, yada, yada, yada. No, the simplest things in life bring us joy, because the only thing you take with you when you birth out is all those experiences. And what is highlighted, so to speak, are those that gave you joy. Think about how wonderful life is, how precious it is. Because without your body, you can't smell the trees, feel the breeze, you can't feel a kiss, you can't feel a hug, you can't feel any of those things. And that is what's so important. I want to share with all of you as I look at the time, and we're running out of time. Think about everything you desire that brings you happiness. And then think about, I want my perfect life, perfect happiness. Use the word perfect. And then get out of your way and let it happen, because you are unlimited. So everyone, I would like to share something really interesting with you and fascinating and powerful. Every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30 Pacific time, we have what I call Soul Awakening. And on the Soul Awakening, in doing that beautiful session, what I do is hopefully I can answer any questions you have. And after any questions, after that is said and done, I deliver a 10-minute message. I know we have people that want to leave a message, but we'll get to it. So Tio, explain to them how they get to it.
For the Soul Awakening, you dial 202-926-1059 and the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time.
That's 202-926-1059 and the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Also using the same code, same telephone number, the second Saturday of every month from 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time. It is called the Mass Consciousness Healing, and it's exactly that. What we do is you come on, we talk for a few minutes, and then you become a conduit for the true source of unconditional love. Your body will vibrate. You'll have visions and thoughts, and then what happens is, as you become a conduit, this beautiful energy flows through you and touches everything on this planet. Mother Earth, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. Everything, the nature spirits, and every soul. So please join us. And Tio, give them that information how they can join us on the second Saturday of every month.
That's also the very same number I gave. It's 202-926-1059 and access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Also, using that telephone number, well, let me correct that. Also, as I said, that I deliver a 10-minute message every Tuesday. And that's recorded on freeconferencecall.com. There are approximately 411 or 12 of them. Starts at number 3. Tio, tell them how they get in contact with that information.
Absolutely. The recordings, all you do is dial into 434 300-4170 with the same access code, Michael.
125-446 #. One more time.
Absolutely. 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125-446 #. So I would advise all of you, suggest all of you, when you're feeling down, stuck in traffic, you're angry, you're upset, just call in and pick a number between 3 and 411 or 12, just any number, because they're not indexed. However, your soul will direct you to the right one to listen to. Also, I want to share with you that on Dr. Michael B. Gross YouTube, there's a replay of all these podcasts. There's several years worth, and your soul will lead you to the right one for you to listen to. Also, on YouTube, there are some messages with a beautiful photograph from Tio Knapp, an award-winning photographer, and with a motivational thought and a little explanation. Therefore, if you want to use your phone or your computer, please feel free to access that. And lastly, I offer all of you a complimentary session, and Tia's put that information, and using a complimentary session, I'll be able to run 20 minutes to half an hour, sometimes a little longer, and I will share with you information. I'm not going to sell you anything. That's not the way I operate. I will just say if I can be of any help, let me know, period. That's it. So please take advantage of that. Tia, do we have some questions or some comments?
We have a few questions and comments. I'd also like to leave a comment with you as well, Michael. I think it's important what you shared with us today, because we are the solution. Just like what Darshan says in the comments, I am the solution. We are the solution. And I know that all the things that you've taught me over the last few years is that we need to believe with all our heart and soul that what we're hearing within our heart is unconditional love that we need to share with the world. And be grateful for, like you said, we're going to have challenges, but be grateful for the challenges, because that's how we learn. So Darshan also has a question for you. First, he says, what really suits me is being happy, feeling good, and having fun while making a difference in the lives of as many veterans as I can. And he repeats, inhale, dream, exhale, heaven. So here's his question. So why don't we just do it 9 times instead of 108? Can you go over that one more time, please?
Sure. The reason we do 108 times is if you're doing something 9 times, you're not in alignment with the energy. Is it possible to only do it 9 times? Yes, it is. But till you reach a point where you're in alignment, most people go, dream heaven, dream heaven. Okay, 9 times up, nothing's happening. It's to set you in a vibration and energy to get you out of the world of chaos into a higher vibration of love and healing. And that's why we do 108 times, because it takes you away from all the anxiety, frustration, and doubts you have in your life and the chaos. And by doing it, inhaling dream and exhaling heaven, you are inhaling a very high vibration of energy. That's a 9.5. Now, all the energy on the planet has some of the love energy, right? When you think of love, it's a very high vibration. But the vibration of dream heaven is so imbued with the energy of love that it forces about a realignment of your thinking. It helps you to heal and create, because everything we create out of love. Every chaos we create is by anger and frustration and hate, because you see, there's no judgment in the universe. You are the one that's creating the judgment. The true source says, well, let's see, XYZ is creating chaos. That's great. Why is it great? Well, they're learning a new lesson. That's wonderful. I know when I screw up, true source says, great, Michael, you learned a new lesson. I'm so proud of you. You go, what? But it's the truth. That's how we learn, don't we? By our experiences. That's why 108 sets the stage, get you in a vibration, get you out of this world of chaos into a higher vibration. So I hope that answers your question.
You answered it perfectly. He says, thank you for the clarification, Michael. The one thing that I'd like to add, you were talking about when we birth out, how important our health is, because money, like what Steve Jobs said, you can't buy health. And when we birth out, this came through to me again as a little reminder that when you birth out, the only thing that you take with you is your unconditional love. And they had I can't remember the phrase now, but I know that there's a quote about 3 things that matter most when you birth out. Do you remember that?
How you lived your life, how well did you live your life, and how much love did you share? That's pretty close to it. Not 100%, but close enough.
That's perfect, Michael. Thank you. It's important for us to remember that because love really is the most powerful energy that there is in the world, right?
That's correct, 100% correct. Is there another comment that we have?
No, people are saying, Mary West is here, Inga's here. There's a few other people that popped in and out. So that's it for the comments. Everybody's glad to be here, though. And
Dio, I'd like you to take one of your books out, and I'll talk about your book, and I'll talk about mine, because I've taken your book and used it, gave it to someone to use. So I'll have to replenish it.
Okay, hold on. I have it.
Good.
Just have to get around my chair. Here we go.
Thank you. I'd like to share this with you. Healing the Holes in Your Soul. It's written by Tia Knapp. And as I've often said, she talks about going from gutter to grace. It's a very inspirational, beautiful story about being like the illustrious phoenix, the bird that rose from the ashes. From her life was challenging, it was painful. It will bring you tears, it'll bring you compassion and admiration. This is a must read. It's a beautiful book about how you recreate your life into love and joy and happiness. And as I jokingly say, I like the guy that wrote the foreword. I suggest you read that book.
Thank you, Michael, for your kind words. What are you doing over there?
You can hold up the book if you wish. Go ahead.
I have both books.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing mine. And I would like to go ahead and also encourage everyone to get a copy of this magnificent book. It is jam-packed full of golden nuggets. And had it not been for this book and this incredible gentleman sitting next to me virtually, the book that we were looking at right now would not even be in existence. There is a part of me that I'm truly blessed and grateful and honored, Michael, that you're in my life, that you came and saved me and woke up my soul. This book to me is priceless. It saved my life. And this beautiful gentleman next to me has taught me so much in the last 6 years that every day is a blessing. I feel so much more enriched. And yes, we have challenges. We all do. That's life. That's how we learn. But to be able to have you help us navigate through those challenges, that's priceless. In my world, that's incredibly priceless. So on that note, take him up on his complimentary consultation. And Michael, you want to tell them how to get signed copies of our books?
Absolutely. They've run out of them at Amazon. So I saw one ad that said you can buy my book for a used book for $500. But if you order it through me, it's $29.95, including shipping. And the same way with Tia, it's the same price. I don't know if you have any left on Amazon. However, the advantage of ordering it through us is very simple. Both she and I will tune in to whoever the prospective person that desires the book and leave you an empowering message and sign it. And it'll be a priceless message that'll help you grow. So take advantage of that. With the holiday seasons coming up and you're looking for a gift, give them the gift of joy, empowerment, give them the gift of life, give them the gift of knowledge, because either books or both books is very empowering and gives you strength and hope. So there they are. To you, one more time, show them.
One more time. Here are the books. Okay, hold on. There's mine. Sorry for the light. And there's Michael's. And they're both packed full of golden nuggets. and they're blessed with unconditional love for the owners that get these books in their hands. Truly, 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 it changed my life. And Michael has truly blessed my life in so many ways. So on that note, remember, gratitude is a
Great
wonderful
attitude.
Yeah,
Is the
it's a
great
wonderful.
attitude.
Yes,
Yes.
there, Michael. Gratitude is perfect attitude. And Darshan, his last comment here is, I desire my perfect life, as we all do, right?
Absolutely. Well said, Darshan. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate it. Please share this with others to join us. And just remember, you are unlimited. Namaste. We love you all. Take care.
Love you.